It is a well-known fact that Zambia is heavily dependent on its natural resources, which includes mainly minerals, of which copper is the mainstay. Zambia's large-scale mining is done mostly by multinational enterprises, MNEs, through subsidiary operations. The mining sector has continued to be the backbone of the economy, attracting significant foreign investment and accounts for Zambia's major exports. Mining towns, however, have suffered from negative impacts of mining such as air and water pollution, displacement, and environmental degradation, which results from mining activities. In July 2017, the Center for Trade Policy and Development supported Zambia Humanitarian Actors Platform (ZHAP) to undertake a fact-finding mission to Nkandabwe ward in Sinazongwe district following reports that families in Nkandabwe were to be displaced as a result of mining activities. The findings of this mission indicated that about 120 households from 6 villages were to be displaced due to land cave-ins and cracks caused by Column Core Mining, a Chinese-owned company. It was also learned that this was not the first time the affected ward was being displaced from their area of occupation. This caught the attention of CTPD as the institution has been working in this community for over 2 years, advocating for enhanced community benefits and participation in governance of natural resources. CTPD has decided to follow up and undertake a case study. This study is being undertaken to contribute towards the bigger project Mineral Revenue Sharing that is being implemented with members of the Civil Society Poverty Observatory Group CSO-POG with the support from Oxfam Zambia. The Executive Director for the Center for Trade Policy and Development, Mr. Isaac Maipopo, shares with us the involvement of his organization in this fact-finding mission in Nkandabwe ward of Sinazongwe.
The Center for Trade Policy and Development is a local NGO that has been working to promote the use of trade and investments as tools for poverty eradication. We have been very much interested in activities that have been going on in the extractive sector, and our primary interest has basically been to see to it that from the investments that are getting into the sector and the various activities that are happening, communities get to benefit from the resources that are extracted. It is for this reason that in the past 2 to 3 years, the center has been piloting a project that has been focusing on enhancing benefits for communities that are hosting mining investments. And this project is being done in 3 key districts, that is Sinazongwe, we have Solwezi, as well as Mumfulira. The basic idea behind the project is to see to it that there is a legislated system or mechanism that facilitates for subnational transfers that help to enhance benefits for communities. If you look at current legal framework, one of the things that you actually observe is that there is actually no legal provision that supports systems or mechanisms that can enhance benefits for communities as was provided in the previous legislation before it was actually amended. There was a provision in the 2008 Mines and Minerals Act that was providing for the creation of a mineral revenue sharing mechanism. And following the revision process, this clause that was supporting this mechanism was mysteriously taken away, and we have been very concerned from the civil society perspective, hence doing a bit of some research around what can be done to enhance the benefits for communities. We've come up with a proposed model that we are engaging policymakers on, with some proposed guidelines that we think can enhance benefits for communities. It is in line with this that we've actually also gone into districts like Sinazongwe, Mufulira to just get the views of the community in terms of how they are impacted positively or negatively by extractive activities.
We travel and visit Maliko Palace Chamber, where we get the views of Senior Chief Sinazongwe on how the mining is affecting his land, his people, and how they are not benefiting as the people of the land from the mining activities.
When the Nkandabwe coal mine started, they did not do well, because we were not consulted. I don't have their file here. They have no file in the council chamber because it was done politically. Channels were never followed. And therefore, Our people are on top of these tunnels. What happened is the other tunnel went down, and the houses were to fall down, but nobody died. They were lucky that there was nobody died. It is now when I called them, no, otherwise my people will finish one time. I had a round table with them here. I called them there, and I made them to do a quick change, that we must remove the people who are on top of these tunnels, so that they must put their houses somewhere far away from the tunnels. When are they going to compensate my people? And we said, you must compensate them on their citrus trees, the grapes. You know, some people were burying at wherever they have some graveyards. So they must compensate all those graves. Give them the clinics, the schools, good roads, wherever people want to go and settle. Because these people will be two times been settled. You are aware that in 1958 we shifted. We gave way for generating power for you people in the towns. But look at our people in the villages. There is no electricity. Our schools, our clinics have no electricity, which is not correct. We are the first. We're supposed to be the first people benefiting out of electricity. My communities have not benefited anything out of Column's coal mine.
Mr. Patson Mangwinje, a former area councillor for Nkandabwe ward, who was in councillorship for 3 terms, which is 15 years, shares how Column Coal Mine has negatively affected the land and the people's lives.
As a community, we would want the government to look for a place where we should stay there permanently. We have left our ancestors some tombstones, which we needed to be near those tombstones. We left our ancestors in Lower Zambezi. We left our ancestors in Buch. And now here again, we have to leave them. But when are we going? We are always squatters. When are we going to be permanent as Zambians?
The underground tunnels have really affected life on the surface.
Now you can see this concrete. It was trying to mend so that it can protect the falling of the tunnel. Now the main tunnel comes from shaft 2, which goes to the west. Already it's passing through some people's houses. As you can see, they are on top. There are some houses which already they are so affected.
This is the entrance to Column Coal Mine. These are the housing units for the Column Coal Mine workers. This here is the entrance to the shaft at Column Coal Mining. It looks deserted, but this is where workers go into every day to access the underground tunnels. These are some of the sites where illegal coal mining takes place on the Column Coal Mine site. Due to the effects of mining, some of the residents have resorted to engaging into illegal mining of coal.
So tuandagwisa abana bachigolo mebondera abana bamuchala batagwe banyina batagwe bawusi lero mumunzi tunina boho bama Chinese bagatola menda bagatola manzi baba Chinese so mbo bagatola manzi bama Chinese no tulachita kuti batuka sika waswebo so mule mulumangula chiswa mebo mulumangu pona tatendi pona kumana ndabola kuti ndikumbe kwawa pona kwabola wa Chinese kuti muleke ino tulalyanzi so tulanza kuina chakulyano putu bedovu no pe tatu jise chakulya pe so tukalabi yanzala.
We took time to speak to the affected locals to hear their side of the story and how their lives have been affected by the mining activities of Column Coal Mines. We caught up with the management from Column Coal Mine, who move in on some illegal coal miners on their land to warn them on the dangers of their activities.
Sebo tukitazi tulioyo mbuli busisi busisi ya tulashira ko te wea then tulabweza isugo eri lili mutala ya mulonga omu yagasi ya Baton 1966.
There's a pit limit which was left exposed, but there are a lot of fine coal there. So sometimes they go there, pick up those stuff, put them in the sacks, and then transport them by boat to near Shaft 6 there.
Kapena sample comes in nitu chili mugati procedure hii. Waja na twagweralia. Bona gachili goti bwa wiki. So chitulomba byo kuti muzirele timba director kuikiya akaba manager tupalije chili.
But you see, if that point you are getting or reclaiming your coal, if it is within column coal mining license area, I've got a bond to show with you. There is what goes to central government, the mineral royalty. It's a percentage of whatever you get. Okay, that goes straight to government. The only benefit that goes to the council is through the small permits. Small permits. So the major chunk, and it's legal that mineral royalty is paid to the relevant body, which is government. Okay? Yes. Council will benefit very minimal, in a very, very minimal way. Personal levy, business permit, and disposal permits actually every year.
When we talk about accidents, it's important that we also understand the nature of those accidents, how they are doing. But the truth of the matter is that there is a drastic improvement from the way column used to be to now. Sure. Yeah, a good example is that we have a flow of PPE now flowing in every time. We make sure that people are properly dressed and so forth.
Another former miner of the Column Coal Mines, Kwacha Singoma, who was retired on medical grounds, expresses his displeasure on how he has been treated.
Ndilipengete operation njindakabikwa tairika po tukuzwa ndali kupereka mine sonko kulomba kwangu kuti ngandizanga mwandigwasiya kupenzi ndi chisita ndikwanisi olokulima olokugwasiya bana kuchikolo oloziya kulya nditebyo kupenga mbuli kuti muntu olya wakuti takali kupereka mine
pona ndakazobona mboti nyike yangatali kudirikano ngandi yanduka ndainka utala report mu mine sisi chitika so pona bakazola bakamba kuti utabi nupenga payebo bene dindiwe balamba tola upa mali 50 kwacha mule matenti akuti muzwe pamubede mfutike nganda muzwe kakuja chitechi nondakaola nchoni mapepa a black iminderi yangalia ndibya kidengala pamoja mapepa atawinchanga ndiberekera pimvula ni yakabola mebo ndayinka uli mane bandalomba ndona tayimbu nikakunzwe kuti ndayinka uli pebola balazi bambu atandi chitire abakaja ibusena mbundikede mebo ngande yangu ndira abana mulange ningande ma Chinese buli ngande iso tani sikuna ngande iso pembo mu Chinese wala ngande libo tani sina ngande namba basime ndakomba mulange mayelanga.
The difference is quite clear to see as we move to Mamba, to see and hear what and how Mamba Collieries is carrying out its mining activities and also how they are affecting the community and the workers.
The social corporate responsibility is a must in terms of our mines that are operating within Sinazongwe district. I'll cite an example for Mamba Mine. Why am I speaking about Mamba Mine? I'm overwhelmed because on the Mamba Mine have come up with a program whereby the social corporate responsibility, the district commissioner is a chairperson actually for that particular area, who knows actually the needs of the people in the area.
Here at this waterway, Mamba Collieries has constructed a footbridge for the locals. Nchimunya Siache, a student, explains to us how it used to be crossing the stream before the construction of the bridge.
Paja ishikibeka bridge haka, enze oko sako. Ikafika time marine season, enze konda upita manzi bantu. Then sometimes, ikapaka maningi manzi, bena ngwenzo enda na manzi. So, tashaku pama inatipasa kuka bridge haka tukanzipiti hapo.
Mamba Collieries has constructed roads and continues to rehabilitate the damaged roadways. A number of families have been relocated to newly built settlements by Mamba collieries. Margaret Roga tells us about how being relocated to these newly constructed areas is like.
But kuno kankalidwe kaicha bebuino kuchida kuja mwametenzo kaya but kuja tenzo lima manje kuno stilima tibena mapresio limira hapo kaya na business tenzo gulisa pano concept libe po gulisira so kuno vivutako but kuja trist life yenzo kala kwa trist kuja manze okay pota hapa pensi patali but ya petrist manje kuno manzi titapa ko bwino alimo manzi apeze kamunyumba vonse vili munyumba kuja tenzo ndo tapa kutapu kwa kutali manzi.
David Wanda, a former miner at Mamba Collieries who left employment on medical grounds, shares with us his experience at the mining company, even his life after employment.
I left employment in 2002. Of course, not because I wanted to leave, but because of operation. The working environment was very good because by then we were just coming out from the parastatal era. And then there was a group of managers who came from the Ministry of Mines to come and stand in so that they can privatize the Mamba collieries. Yes, and then that is what happened. But otherwise, all the same, even during that time, I think the working environment was good. Safety-wise, actually, that time I think safety was there because after 6 months, every miner could be given safety attire, starting from the gumboot, from the boots up the working suit. That was a condition. So, and even the benefits, I think benefits were all okay. People were getting, according to the collective agreement, of course, that is how they were paying the miners by then.
Monitoring the activities of investors in an area is something that is always beneficial to the area and the community at large. Obvious Mulyankoko is one of the representatives of the Sinazongwe Natural Resource Watch Group, which carries out such activities on behalf of workers and the community, and involving all relevant stakeholders in the process.
Imaini iluzwa kumatalikiro bakali kupona biyo kaboto ibantu bakali kubereka mumaini bakali kupegwa imasalarizi kaboto ponya kuchindi investor nakabola ihintu hinji yakatalika kunyongana ibaberesi imali ngebapegwa balapegwa mali mashonto akuti balakagirwa abantu ukuthola bana kuchikolo ponya kuzwa chindi ni bakasika ba CTPD twakajana irugwasho kuzwa kulimbabo mukutuyisha kubakatuyisha kuti tutalike kutopereka kabotu twakanjira kabonga ka Sinazongwe Natural Resource Watch Group mutuzolirwa ponya kwaje chino chindi tuli mukutopereka hintu kuti tubone hintu mbohenda ibantu balajairwa myunda igwa kucherera ng'ombe kwina imanda bakajairwa menda ngetunywa tatunyumenda ali kabotupe ino tulombesha maningi kuti investor uyu wakabola atulanganye muhibera yonse ma clinics alo turayanda kuti batuyagire ahule inokulombesha kwesu kwakuti tuberekere anthu omwe ama stakeholders bonse mbuli mbubatuyisha ba CTPD kuti tujatane anthu omwe aba stakeholders tugwashanye aba council chairperson bonse tunjirana anthu omwe tuberekera anthu omwe.
This documentary has been facilitated by the Center for Trade, Policy and Development, CTPD, Zambia Humanitarian Actors Platform, ZHAP, members of the Civil Society Poverty Observatory Group, CSO-POG, with support from Oxfam Zambia, Center for Trade, Policy and Development, Development through Trade.